over my dead body.
Rudy Giuliani now had a lot to say over the weekend. What do we need to understand about this week? Alan Dershowitz wrote the book, The Case Against Impeaching Trump, and the professor's with me now. Sir, good to have you back. Good morning to you. Over my dead body. I think it was the quote of the weekend. Pretty much tells us it's not going to happen. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. I think every reasonable defense attorney would give the same advice. We remember very carefully the Martha Stewart case, where they got her for talking to the FBI, and then Flynn. Look, the Flynn case is fascinating. I hope the judge understands when he has the case tomorrow that Flynn did not commit a crime by lying, because the lie has to be material to the investigation. And if the FBI already knew the answer to the question and only asked him the question in order to give him an opportunity to lie, his answer, even if false, was not material to the investigation.
Which raises
lying
the question,
to the FBI is not a crime.
Why do you lie? I mean, why not just tell the truth, especially if everybody knew what was going on? Just quickly on Giuliani. You saw him on Fox with Chris Wallace. You saw him on ABC with Stephanopoulos. Did he show any cards in either of those interviews, do you think?
Well, I think he has made it very clear the president's finished cooperating. He understands this is an adversarial hearing, that Mueller will do anything to try to get people to sing or perhaps even to compose, and that cooperation is now off the table. It was on the table early on in the investigation, and then it became clear to the Trump defense team that cooperation was getting them nowhere, that they were determined to get Trump by squeezing all the people around him. So I think the cards that were shown yesterday were that this investigation, as far as Trump's concerned, is over unless they try to subpoena him. And then we have a constitutional conflict because Trump asserts Article 2 and other constitutional rights. We go to court, and we don't have a Mueller report for a long, long time. So I suspect we're on the way to a Mueller report, which will find no crimes, but will find political sins, which are not the proper function of a special counsel. The Inquisition found sins, but prosecutors are supposed to find only crimes.
Okay, now let's come back to Flynn. What do we need to understand about the sentencing tomorrow?
Well, two things. Number one, that I think the judge has the authority to throw out the plea if he believes that the plea was not to a crime. And I think he should find, as a matter of law, that when you tell an untruth to the FBI about a matter that they already know the truth about, they already know the answer, when the only purpose of the question is to get you to lie, that's not a crime, that's not a material misstatement. But if he doesn't find that, if he doesn't throw it out, and it would take a lot of courage to throw it out, I think we're seeing probably a probationary sentence. Whether we then see a pardon or a commutation afterward, that's a political issue. I'm not familiar with that.
Late on Friday,